Sarà.
Scene 2.
Due.
Verona, Julia's house. Have patience, gentle Julia.
I must, where there is no remedy.
When possibly I can, I will return.
If you turn not, you will return the sooner. Keep this remembrance in thy Julia's sake.
Why then, we'll make exchange. Here, take you this.
And seal the bargain with a holy kiss.
Here is my hand for true constancy. And when that hour o'erslips me in the day, wherein I sigh not, Julia, for thy sake, the next ensuing hour some foul mischance torment me for my love's forgetfulness. My father stays my coming, answer not. The tide is now, nay, not the tide of tears. That tide will stay me longer than I should. Julia, farewell. What? Gone without a word? Aye, so true love should do. It cannot speak, for truth hath better deeds than words to grace it.
So, Proteus, you are stayed for?
Go, I come. Alas, this parting strikes poor lovers dumb. Scene 3.
Yeah. Nay, till be this hour I have done weeping. All the kind of the Launces have had this very fault. I have received my proportion like the prodigious son, and I'm going with Sir Proteus to the Imperial's court. I think grab my dog, be the sourest, temperest dog that lives. My mother weeping, my father wailing, my sister crying, the maid howling, and our cat wringing her hands, and all our house in great perplexity. Yet did not this cruel-hearted cur shed one tear. He is a stone, a very pebble stone, and has no mere pity in him than a dog. A Jew would have wept to have seen our parting. Why, my grandam, having no eyes, look you, wept herself blind at my parting. Nay, I'll show you the manner of it. This shoe is my father. Wait. This shoe is my father. No. No. This left shoe is my father. Nay, that can't be so neither. Yes, it is so. It is so. It has the worth of soul. This shoe with the hole in it. Let's see, this one is my mother.
Oh.
Okay. and this my father. Okay. and a vengeance on it. There it is. Now, sir, this staff is my sister. Here, where is it? This staff is my sister. Okay. Now, for look you, she is as white as a lily and as small as a wand. This hat is my nan, our maid. I am the dog. No, the dog is himself, and I am the dog. Oh, no, the dog is me, and I am myself. Aye. So now, come I to my father. Father, your blessing. Now should not she speak, the shoe speak one word for the weeping? Now should I kiss my father? Well, he weeps on. Now come I to my mother. Oh, that she would speak now like a wood woman. Well, I kiss her. Why, there it is. There's my mother's breath up and down. Whew. Now come I to my sister's. Mark the moan she makes. Ooh. Now the dog, all this while, sheds not one tear, nor speaks a word. But see how I lay the dust down with my tears.
Launce, away, away aboard. Thy master is shipped, and thou art to post after with oars. What's the matter? Why weepst thou, man? Away, ass, you'll lose the tide if you tarry any longer.
It is no matter, tide were lost, for it is the unkindest tide that ever any man tied.
What's the unkindest tide?
Why, he that's tied there. Crab, my dog.
Man, you lose the flood. And in losing the flood, lose thy voyage. And in losing thy voyage, lose thy master. And in losing thy master, lose thy servants. And in losing thy servants, what dost thou stop my mouth?
For fear thou shouldst lose thy tongue.
Where should I lose my tongue?
In thy tail.
In thy tail.
Lose the tide and the voyage and the master and the service and the tide. Why, man, if the river were dry, I am able to fill it with my tears. If the wind were down, I could drive the boat with my sighs.
Come, man, away. I was sent to call thee.
Sir, call me what thou darest.
Wilt thou go?
Well, I will go.
Scene 4. Milan, the Duke's palace.
Servant.
Mistress?
Master Sir Thurio frowns on you.
Aye, boy. It's for love.
Not of you.
Of my mistress, then.
'Twere good you knocked them.
Servant, you are sad.
Indeed, madam, I seem so.
Seem you that you are not?
Haply I do.
So do counterfeits.
So do you.
What seem I that I am not?
Wise.
What instance of the contrary?
Your folly.
And how code you my folly?
I quoted in your jerkin.
My jerkin is a doublet.
Well then, I'll double your folly.
How? What angry Sir Thurio, do you change color?
Give him leave, madam. He is a kind of chameleon.
That hath more mind to feed on your blood than live in your air.
You have said, sir.
I, sir, and done too for this time.
I know it well, sir. You always end ere you begin.
A fine volley of words, gentlemen, and quickly shot off.
'Tis indeed, madam. We thank the giver.
Who is that servant?
Yourself, sweet lady, for you gave the fire. Sir Thurio borrows his wit from your ladyship's looks, and spends what he borrows kindly in your company.
Sir, if you spend word for word with me, I shall make your wit bankrupt.
Oh, I know it well, sir. You have an exchequer of words, and I think no other treasure to give your followers, for it appears by their bare liveries that they live by your bare words.
No more, gentlemen, no more. Here comes my father.
Now, daughter Sylvia, you are hard beset. Sir Valentine, your father's in good health. What say you to a letter from your friends of much good news?
My lord, I will be thankful to any happy messenger from thence.
Know ye Don Antonio, your countryman?
Aye, my good lord, I know the gentleman to be of worth and worthy estimation, and not without desert so well reputed.
Hath he not a son?
Aye, my good lord, a son that well deserves the honor and regard of such a father.
You know him well?
I know him as myself, for from our infancy we have conversed and spent our hours together. And though myself have been an idle truant, omitting the sweet benefit of time to clothe mine age with angel-like perfection, yet hath Sir Proteus, for that's his name, made use and fair advantage of his days, his years but young, but his experience old, his head unmellowed, but his judgment ripe. And, in a word, for far behind his worth comes all the praises that I now bestow. He is complete in feature and in mind, with all good grace to grace a gentleman.
Beshrew me, sir, but if he make this good, he is as worthy for an empress' love as meet to be an emperor's counselor. Well, sir, this gentleman has come to me with commendation from great potentates, and here he means to spend his time a while. I think 'tis no unwelcome news to you.
Should I have wished a thing, it had been he.
Welcome him then according to his worth. Sylvia, I speak to you, and you, Sir Thurio, for Valentine, I need not cite him to you. I will send him hither to you presently.
This is the gentleman I told your ladyship had come along with me, but that his mistress did hold his eyes locked in her crystal looks.
Belike now she hath enfranchised them upon some other pawn for fealty.
Nay, sure, I think she holds them prisoners still.
Nay, then he should be blind, and being blind, how could he see his way to seek out you?
Why, lady, love hath 20 pairs of eyes.
They say that love hath not an eye at all.
To see such lovers, Thurio, as yourself, upon a homely object love can wink.
Have done, here comes the gentleman.
Welcome, dear Proteus. Mistress, I beseech you, confirm his welcome with some special favor.
His worth is warrant for his welcome hither, if this be he you oft have wished to hear from.
Mistress, it is, sweet lady. Entertain him to be my fellow servant to your ladyship.
Too low a mistress for so high a servant.
Not so, sweet lady, but too mean a servant to have a look at such a worthy mistress.
Leave off discourse of disability. Sweet lady, entertain him for your servant.
My duty will I boast of, nothing else.
And duty never yet did want his meed. Servant, you are welcome to a worthless mistress.
I'll die on him that says so, but yourself,
That you're welcome?
that you are worthless.
Madam, my lord, your father would speak with you.
I wait upon his pleasure. Come, Sir Thurio, go with me once more, new servant. Welcome. I will leave you to comfort to home affairs. When you when you have done, we look to hear from you.
We'll both attend upon your ladyship.
And now, tell me, how do all from whence you came?
Your friends are well, and they have them much commended.
And how do yours?
I left them all in health.
How does your lady? And how thrives your love?
My tales of love were wanton to weary you. I know you joy not in a love discourse.
Ay, Proteus, but that's life is altered now. I have done penance for contemning love, whose high imperious thoughts have punished me with bitter fasts, with penitential groans, with nightly tears, and daily heart-sore sighs. For in revenge of my contempt of love, love hath chased me from my enthralled eyes, and made them watchers of mine own heart sorrow. Oh, gentle Proteus, love's a mighty lord, and hath so humbled me as I confess, there is no woe to his correction, nor to his service no such joy on earth. Now no discourse except it be of love. Now can I break my fast, dine, sup, and sleep upon the very naked name of love.
Enough! I read your fortune in your eye. What's this idol that you worship so?
Even she, and is she not a heavenly saint?
No, but she is an earthly paragon.
Who call her divine?
I will not flatter her.
Oh, flatter me, for love delights in praises.
When I was sick, you gave me bitter pills, and I must minister the like to you.
Then speak the truth by her. If not divine, yet let her be a principality, sovereign to all the creatures on the earth.
Except my mistress.
Sweet, accept, not any, except thou wilt accept against my love.
Have I not reason to prefer mine own?
And I will help thee to prefer her too, She shall be dignified with this high honor to bear my lady's train, lest the base earth should from her vesture chance to steal a kiss, and of so great a favor growing proud, disdain to root the summer swelling flower, and make rough winter everlastingly.
Why, Valentine, what braggatism is this?
Pardon me, Proteus. All I can say is nothing. To her whose worth makes other worthies nothing, she is alone.
Then let her alone.
Not for the world. Why, man, she is mine own. And I as rich as having such a jewel as 20 seas, if all their sand were pearl, the water nectar, and the rocks pure gold. Forgive me that I do not dream on thee, because thou seest me dote upon my love. My foolish rival that her father likes only for his possessions are so huge, is gone with her along, and I must after for love, thou knowest, is full of jealousy.
But she loves you?
Aye, and we are betrothed, nay, more, our marriage hour, with all the cunning manner of our flight, determined of how I must climb her window, the ladder made of cords, and all the means plotted and agreed on for my happiness. Good Proteus, go with me to my chamber, and these affairs to aid me with thy counsel.
Go on before. I shall inquire you forth. I must unto the road to disembark some necessities that I needs must use, and then I'll presently attend you.
Will you make haste?
I will. Even as one heat another heat expels, or as one nail by strength drives out another, so the remembrance of my former love is by a newer object quite forgotten. It is mine, or Valentine's praise, her true perfection, or my false transgression. That makes me reasonless to reason thus. She is fair, and so is Julia, that I love, that I did love, for now my love is thwart, which, like a waxen image against a fire, bears no impression of the things it was. Methinks my zeal to Valentine is cold, and that I love him not as I was wont. Oh, but I love this lady too much, and that is the reason I love him so little. That I dot on her with more advice, that thus without advice begin to love her. 'Tis but her picture that I have yet beheld, and that has dazzled my reason's light. But when I took on her perfections, there is no reason but I shall be blind. If I can check her my erring love, I will. If not, to encompass her, I'll use my skill.
Okay.
See him fight?
The same
Launce! By my honesty, welcome to Padua.
First round out thyself, sweet youth, for I am not welcome. I reckon this always, that a man will never undone till he be hanged, nor never welcome to a place till some certain shoe be paid, and the hostess says, welcome.
Come on, you madcap. Out to the alehouse with you presently, and where with 1 shot or 5 pence you shall have 5,000 welcomes. But, sirrah, how did thy master part with Madam Julia?
Oh, Mary, after they closed in earnest, they parted very fairly in jest.
Will she marry him?
No.
Well, how then? Shall he marry her?
No, neither.
Well, are they broken?
No, they're both as whole as fish.
Well, then, how stands the matter with them?
Well, marry thus. When it stands well with him, it stands well with her.
What has an ass art thou?
Uh-huh.
I cannot understand thee.
Oh, what a block art thou, that thou canst not? My staff understands me.
Oh, what's thou sayest?
Aye, and what I do too. Look thee, I'll but lean, and my staff understands me.
Oh, it stands under thee, indeed.
Why, stand under and understand is all one.
But will tell me true. Will it be a match?
Well, ask my dog. If he say aye, it will. If he say no, it will. If he shake his tail and say nothing, it will.
In conclusion, then, it is that it will.
Well, thou shalt never get such secret from me, but by a parable.
'Tis well that I got it so.
Huh?
But, Launce, how sayest thou that my master is become a notable lover?
Oh, I never knew him otherwise.
And then how?
Well, a notable lover, as thou reported him to be.
Well, thou horse and ass, thou mistakest me.
Oh, what fool! I meant not thee, I meant thy master.
Well, I tell thee, my master is become a hot lover.
Why, I tell thee, I care not, though he burn himself in love. If thou wilt, go with me to the alehouse. If not, thou art a Hebrew, a Jew, and not with the name of a Christian.
Why?
Because thou hast not much charity in thee as to go to the ale with a Christian. Wilt thou go?
At thy service!
At thy service. Okay, let's go. Okay.
Scene 6, the same, the Duke's palace.
To leave my Julia, shall I be forsworn. To love fair Sylvia, shall I be forsworn. To wrong my friend, I shall be much forsworn. And even that power which gave me first my oath provokes me to this threefold perjury. Love bade me swear, and love bids me forswear. O sweet suggesting love, if thou hast sinned, teach me, thy tempted subject, to excuse it. At first I did adore a twinkling star, but now I worship a celestial sun. Unheedful vows may heedfully be broken, and he wants wit that once resolved will, to learn his wit to exchange the bad for better. Fie, unreverend tongue, to call her bad, whose sovereignty is oft thou hast preferred, with 20,000 soul-confirming oaths. I cannot leave her to love, and yet I do. But there I leave to love where I should love. Julia I lose, and Valentine I lose. But if I keep them, I needs must lose myself. If I lose them, thus I find I by their loss. For Valentine, myself, for Julia, Sylvia, I to myself am dearer than a friend. For love is still the most precious in itself. And Sylvia, witness heaven that made her fair. So is Julia but a swarthy Ethiop. I will forget that Julia is alive, remembering that my love to her is dead. And Valentine, I'll hold an enemy, aiming at Sylvia as a sweeter friend. I cannot now prove constant to myself without some treachery used to Valentine. This might he meaneth with a corded ladder to climb celestial Sylvia's chambered window, myself in counsel, his competitor. Now I give her father's notice of their disguising and pretended flight, who, all enraged with banished Valentine, for Thurio, he intends we shall wed his daughter. But Valentine being gone, I'll quickly cross by some sly trick, blunt Thurio's dull proceeding. Love, lend me wings, to make my purpose swift, as thou hast lent me wit to plot this drift.
Scene 7, Verona, Julia's house.
Counsel, Lucetta, gentle girl, assist me, and even in kind love I do conjure thee, who art the table wherein all my thoughts are visibly charactered and engraved, to lesson me and tell me some good means how with my honor I may undertake to journey to my loving Proteus.
Alas, the way is wearisome and long.
A true devoted pilgrim is not weary to measure kingdoms with the feeble steps, much less shall she that hath love's wings to fly. And when the flight is made to one so dear, of such divine perfection as Sir Proteus.
Better forbear till Proteus make return.
Oh, knowest thou not his looks are my soul's food? Pity the earth that I have pined in by longing for that food for so long a time. Dost thou but know the inly touch of love? Thou wouldst as soon go kindle fire with snow as seek to quench the fire of love with words.
I do not seek to quench your love's hot fire, but quality the fire's extreme rage, lest it should burn above the bounds of reason.
The more thou damst it up, the more it burns. The current that with gentle murmur glides, thou knowest, being stopped, impatiently doth rage. But when his fair course is not hindered, he makes sweet music with enameled stones. Giving a gentle kiss to every sedge, he overtaketh in his pilgrimage, and by so many winding nooks he strays with willing sport to the wild ocean. Then let me go, and hinder not my course. I'll be as patient as a gentle stream, and make a pastime of each weary step, till the last step I have brought me to my love. There I'll rest, and after much turmoil, a blessed soul doth in Elysium.
But in what habit will you go along?
Not like a woman, for I would prevent the loose encounters of lascivious men. Gentle Lucetta, fit me with some weeds, as may beseem some well-reputed page.
Why then your ladyship must cut your hair?
No, girl, I'll knit it up in silken strings with 20 odd conceited love knots. To be fantastic may become a youth of greater time than I shall show to be.
What fashion, madam, shall I make your breeches?
That fits as well as, tell me, good my lord, what compass will you wear your farthingale? Why, even what fashion thou best likes, Lucetta?
You must needs have them with a coat piece, madam.
Out, Lucetta, that would be ill-favored.
A round hose, madam, now is not worth a pin, unless you have a codpiece to stick pins on.
Lucetta, as thou lovest me, let me have what thou thinkst meet, and is most mannerly. But tell me, wench, how will the world repute me for undertaking so unstaid a journey? I fear me it will make me scandalized.
If you think so, then stay at home and go not.
Nay, that I will not.
Then never dream on infamy, but go. If Proteus likes your journey when you come, no matter who's displeased when you are gone, I fear me he will scarce be pleased withal.
That is the least, Lucetta, of my fear. 1,000 oaths, an ocean of his tears, and instances of infinite of love warrant me welcome to my Proteus.
Well, these are servants to deceitful men.
Base men that use them to so base effect. But truer stars did govern Proteus' birth. His words are bonds. His oaths are oracles. His love sincere. His thoughts immaculate. His tears pure messengers sent from the heart. His heart as far from fraud as heaven from earth.
Pray heaven you prove so when you come to him.
Now as thou lovest me, do him not that wrong to bear a hard opinion of his truth. Only deserve my love by loving him, and presently go with me to my chamber to take a note of what I stand in need of, to furnish me upon my longing journey. All that is mine I leave at thy dispose. My goods, my lands, my reputation. Only in lieu thereof, dispatch me hence. Come, answer not, but to it presently. I am impatient of my tarriance.
Act 3, Scene 1, Milan, the Duke's Palace. Sir Thurio, give us leave, I pray, a while. We have some secrets to confer about. Now, tell me, Proteus, what's your will with me?
My gracious lord, that I would discover the law of friendship bids me to conceal. But when I call to mind your gracious favors done to me, undeserving as I am, my duty pricks me on to utter that which else no worldly good should draw from me. Know, thy worthy prince, Sir Valentine, my friend, this night intends to steal away your daughter. Myself am one made privy to the plot. I know that you have determined to bestow her on Thurio, whom your gentle daughter hates, and she thus should be stolen away from you. I would be much vexation to your age, thus, for my duty's sake, I rather chose to cross my friend in his intended drift than, by concealing it, heap on your head a pack of sorrows which would press you down, being unprevented, to your timeless grave.
Proteus, I thank thee for thy honest care, which to requite, command me while I live. This love of theirs myself have often seen, haply when they have judged me fast asleep, and oftentimes have purposed to forbid Sir Valentine her company and my court. But fearing lest my jealous aim might err, and so unworthily disgrace the man, a rashness that I ever yet have shunned, I gave him gentle looks, thereby to find that which thyself hast now disclosed to me. And that thou mayest perceive my fear of this, knowing that tender youth is soon suggested, I nightly lodge her in an upper tower, the key whereof myself have ever kept, and thence she cannot be conveyed away.
No, noble lord, they have devised a mean how he, her chamber window, will ascend, and with a corded ladder fetch her down, for which the youthful lover now is gone. And this way comes he with it presently, where, if it please you, you may intercept him. But, good my lord, do it so cunningly that my discovery be not aimed at, for love of you, not hate unto my friend, hath made me publisher of this pretense.
Upon mine honor, he shall never know that I had any light from the abyss.
Adieu, my lord. Valentine is coming.
Sir Valentine, whither away so fast?
Please it your grace, there is a messenger that stays to bear my letters to my friends, and I am going to deliver them.
Be they of much import?
The tenor of them doth but signify my health and happy being at your court.
Nay then, no matter. Stay with me a while. I aim to break with thee of some affairs that touch me near, wherein thou must be secret. 'Tis not unknown to thee that I have sought to match my friend Sir Thurio to my daughter.
I know it well, my lord, and sure the match were rich and honorable. Besides, the gentleman is full of virtue, bounty, worth, and qualities, beseeming such a wife as your fair daughter. Cannot your grace win her to fancy him?
Trust me, she's peevish, sullen, froward, proud, disobedient, stubborn, lacking duty, neither regarding that she is my child, nor fearing me as if I were her father. And, may I say to thee, this pride of hers, upon advice, hath drawn my love from her, and where I thought the remnant of mine age should have been cherished by her childlike duty, I now am full resolved to take a wife and turn her out to who will take her in. Then let her beauty be her wedding dower. For me and my possessions she esteems not.
What would your grace have me to do in this?
There is a lady in Verona here whom I affect, but she is nice and coy and not esteems my aged eloquence. Now, therefore, would I have thee to my tutor. For long agone I have forgot to court. Besides, the fashion of the time is changed. How and which way I may bestow myself to be regarded in her sunbright eye.
Win her with gifts, if she respects not words. Dumb jewels often in their silent kind, more than quick words do move a woman's mind.
But she did scorn a present that I sent her.
A woman sometimes scorns what best contents her. Send her another. Never give her o'er, for scorn at first makes after love the more. If she do frown, 'tis not in hate of you, but rather to beget more love in you. If she do chide, 'tis not to have you gone. For why the fools are mad if left alone. Take no repulse, whatever she doth say. For get you gone, she doth not mean away. Flatter and praise, commend, extol their graces. Though ne'er so black, say they have angel faces. That man that hath a tongue, I say, is no man, if with his tongue he cannot win a woman.
But she, I mean, is promised by her friends unto a youthful gentleman of worth, and kept severely from resort of men, that no man have access to her by day.
Why then, I would resort to her by night.
Aye, but the doors be locked, and the keys kept safe, that no man hath recourse to her by night.
What lets but one may enter at her window?
Her chamber is aloft, far from the ground, and built so shelving that one cannot climb it without apparent hazard of his life.
Why then, a ladder, quaintly made of cords, to cast up with a pair of anchoring hooks would serve to scale another hero's tower, so bold Leander would adventure it.
Now, as thou art a gentleman of blood, advise me, where may I have such a ladder?
When would you use it? Pray, sir, tell me that.
This very night, for love is like a child that longs for everything he can come by.
By 7 o'clock, I'll get you such a ladder.
But hark thee, I will go to her alone. How shall I best convey the ladder thither?
It will be like, my lord, that you may bear it under a cloak that is of any length.
A cloak as long as thine will serve the turn?
Aye, my good lord.
Then let me see thy cloak. I'll get me one of such another length.
Why, any cloak will serve the turn, my lord.
How shall I fashion me to wear a cloak? I pray thee, let me feel thy cloak upon me. What letter is this same? What's here? To Sylvia. And here is an engine fit for my proceeding. I'll be so bold to break the seal for once. My thoughts do harbor with my Sylvia nightly, and slaves they are to me that send them flying. Oh, could their master come and go as lightly, himself would lodge where senseless they are lying. My herald thoughts in thy pure bosom rest them, while I, their king, that hither them importune, do curse the grace that with such grace hath blessed them. Because myself do want my servants' fortune, I curse myself, for they are sent by me, that they should harbor where their lord would be. Now what's here? Sylvia, this night I will enfranchise thee. 'Tis so. And here's the ladder for the purpose. Why, Phaeton, for thou art Merup's son, wilt thou aspire to guide the heavenly car, and with thy daring folly burn the world? Wilt thou reach stars because they shine on thee? Go, base intruder, overweening slave, bestow thy fawning smiles on equal mates, and think my patience more than thy desert is privilege for thy departure hence. Thank me for this more than for all the favors which all too much I have bestowed on thee. But if thou linger in my territories longer than swiftest expedition will give thee time to leave our royal court, by heaven, my wrath shall far exceed the love I ever bore my daughter or thyself. Begone, I will not hear thy vain excuse. But as thou lovest thy life, make speed from hence.
And why not death rather than living torment? To die is to be banished from myself. And Sylvia is myself. Banished from her is self from self. A deadly banishment. What light is light if Sylvia be not seen? What joy is joy if Sylvia be not by? Unless it be to think that she is by and feed upon the shadow of perfection. Except I be by Sylvia in the night. There is no music in the nightingale unless I look on Sylvia in the day. There is no day for me to look upon. She is my essence, and I leave to be. If I be not by her fair influence, fostered, luminized, cherished, kept alive, I fly, not death. To fly his deadly doom, tarry, I hear, but I but attend on death. But fly I hence, I fly away from life.
Run, boy, run, and seek him out.
Oh, so.
What seest thou?
Well, him we go to find. There's not a hair on his head, but 'tis a Valentine.
Valentine?
No.
Who then? His spirit?
Neither.
What then?
Nothing.
Canst nothing speak? Master, shall I strike?
Who strikes thou? Strike.
Nothing.
Villain, forbear.
Why, sir, I'll strike nothing, I pray you.
Draw, I say, forbear. Friend, Valentine, a word.
My ears are stopped and cannot hear good news. So much of bad already hath possessed them.
Then in dumb silence I will bury mine, for they are harsh, untunable, and bad.
Is Sylvia dead?
No, Valentine.
No. Valentine indeed forsaken Sylvia. Hath she forsworn me?
No, Valentine.
No, Valentine, if Sylvia has forsworn me, what is your news?
Sir, there is a proclamation that you are vanished.
That thou art banished. Oh, that's the news. From hence, from Sylvia, and from me, thy friend.
Oh, I have fed upon this woe already, and now excess of it will make me serve it. Does Sylvia know that I am perished?
Aye, and she hath offered to the doom, which, unreserved, stands in effectual force, a sea of melting pearl, which some call tears. Those at her father's curlish feet she tendered, with them upon her knees, her humbled self, wringing her hands, who whiteness so became them, but as if now they were waxed pale of woe. But neither bended knee, pure hands held up, sad sighs, deep groans, nor silver shedding tears could penetrate her uncompassionate sire. But Valentine, if he be ta'en, must die. Besides, her intercession chafed him so that when she for thy repeal was suppliant, that to close prison he commended her. by many bitter threats of biding there.
No more, unless the next word that thou speakest has some malignant power upon my life. If so, I pray thee, breathe it in mine ear, as ending anthem of my endless dolor.
Cease to lament for that thou canst not help, and study help for that which thou lamentest. Time is the nurse and breeder of all good. Here, if thou stay, thou canst not see thy love. Besides, thy staying will abridge thy life. Hope is a lover's staff. Walk hence with that, and manage it against despairing thoughts. Thy letters may be here, though thou art hence, which, being writ to me, shall be delivered even in the milk-white bosom of thy love. The time now serves not to expostulate. Come, I'll convey thee the city gate, and ere I part with thee, confer at large of all that may concern thy love affair. As thou lovest Sylvia, though not for thyself, regard thy danger, and along with me.
I pray thee, Launce, and if thou seest my boy, bid him make haste and meet me at the north gate.
Go, Sirrah, find him out. Come, Valentine.
Oh, my dear Sylvia, hapless Valentine.
Ah, I am but a fool, look you, and yet I have the wit to think my master is kind of a knave. But that's all one. If he be but one knave. He lives not the now that knows me to be in love. Yet I am in love, but a team of horse shall not pluck that from me. No, for not who 'tis I love, yet 'tis a woman. But what woman I will not tell myself, and yet 'tis a milkmaid. Yet 'tis not a maid, for she hath but gossips. Yet 'tis a maid, for she is her master's maid, and serves her for wages. She hath more qualities than a water spaniel, which is much in a bare Christian. Here is the catalogue of her condition. Imprimis, she can fetch and carry. Why, a horse can do no more. Nay, a horse cannot fetch, but only carry. Therefore, is she better than a jade? Item, she can milk. Look you, a sweet virtue when made with clean hands.
Well now, Signor Launce, and what news with your mastership?
With my master's ship? Why is it at sea? Is it at sea?
Will your old vice still mistake the word? What news then in your purse?
Oh, the blackest news.
Ah!
The blackest news that ever thou hearest.
And why, man? How black?
Why, as black as ink.
Let me read them.
Aye, fine job here. Thou canst not read.
Thou liest. I can.
Well, I will try thee. Tell me this. Who begot thee?
Mary, the son of my grandfather.
Oh, literate loiterer, it was the son of thy grandmother. This proves that thou canst not read.
Come, fool, try me with thy paper.
There. And St. Nicholas be thy speed.
Oh, well, look, she can milk.
Aye, that she can.
And item, she brews good ale.
And thereof comes good the proverb, blessing of your heart, you brew good ale.
Item, she can sew.
That's as much to say, can she sew?
Item, she can knit.
Well, what need a man care for a stock with a wench when she can knit him a stock?
And item, she can wait and scour.
Wash and scour. A special virtue, for then she need not be washed and scoured.
Item, she can spin.
Then I may set the world on wheels for when she can spin for her living.
Item, she hath many nameless virtues.
Well, that's as much to say bastard virtues, that indeed know not their fathers, and therefore have no names.
Here follow the bad, her vices.
Close at the heels of her virtues.
Item, she is not to be kissed fasting in respect of her breath.
Well, that fault may be mended with a breakfast. Read on.
And item, she hath a sweet mouth.
That makes amends for her sour breath.
Item, she doth talk in her sleep.
There's no matter with that, for she sleep not in her talk.
Item, she is slow in words.
Oh, villain, that set down this among her vices. To be slow in words is a woman's only virtue. I pray thee, out with it, and place it for her chief virtue.
Item, she is proud.
Out with that one too. It was Eve's legacy, and cannot be taken from her.
Item, she hath no teeth.
I care not for that neither, because I love crusts.
Item, she is cursed.
Well, the best is, she hath no teeth to bite.
Well, item, she will often praise her liquor.
Well, if her liquor be good, she shall. If she will not, I will. For the good thing should be praised.
Well, item, she is too liberal.
Oh, of her tongue she cannot, for that's writ down that she is slow of. For of her purse she shall not, for that I'll keep shut. Now, of another thing she may, and that cannot I help. Well, proceed.
Well, item, she hath more hair than wit, and more faults than hairs, and more wealth than faults.
Stop there. I'll have her. She was mine, and not mine twice or thrice in that last article. Rehearse that once more.
Well, item, she hath more hair than wit.
More hair than wit? It may be. I'll prove it in the cover of the salt that hides the salt. And therefore, it is more than the salt. The hair that covers the wit is more than the wit, for the greater hides the less. Well, what's next?
And more faults than hairs.
Oh, that's monstrous. Oh, that she were out.
Well, more wealth than faults.
Why, that word makes the false gracious. Well, I'll have her. And if it be a match, as nothing is impossible.
What then?
Why, then I will tell thee that thy master stays for thee at the north gate.
For me?
For thee! Aye, who art thou? He hath stayed for a better man than thee.
And must I go to him?
Thou must run to him, for thou hast stayed so long that going will scarce serve the turn.
Oh, well, why didst thou not tell me sooner? God, but, pox on your love letters.
Now will he be swinged for reading my letter, unmannerly slave, that will thrust himself into secret. I'll ask him to rejoice in the boy's correction.
Scene 2, the same, the Duke's palace.